Hi and welcome to this recording of the live broadcast I did the other night. Apologise for the difficulties in trying to get the screen up and running, but as you can see we eventually got there and got the screen up. However, by the time I did this it actually got cloudy, so we ended up having to just start looking for different ways to try and fill the time. It also allowed me time to actually check out and try some of the settings to figure out why the screen wasn't broadcasting in the first instance, and much of that now it's overcome and I've been able to find out all the solutions, so hopefully the next one will be a decent broadcast. So with the clouds rolling in and obviously we had time to kill and trying to find ways in which we could resolve where the problems were in terms of getting various screens up. The idea was that I'd just bring up an older recording, one which we did of Mars back in either end of September, early October. It's not a great view, but it was just more to get some content up and actually see that we can actually get something to actually broadcast, and we will be able to improve on this over the coming weeks and months, hopefully. So the next target I actually decided to bring up was actually the Dumbbell Nebula. And I think the purpose of bringing this up was really just to give us an indication of how good and the benefits, if you like, of using video astronomy can be. I mean, certainly from when I've been viewing the Dumbbell Nebula, I've never been able to see it as well as I did on this particular night here. Again, this is recording. I think this was back in September, October time. And the point here, you know, we can actually see all the colours, the detail in the nebula. And by actually sliding the tones from the darks, whites and the light tones, just to bring them back, and we can actually see more and more detail, so you can tease it out and bring the detail that you just can't see with your own eyes. And I think this is one of the things that really appealed to me in terms of astrophotography going forward. The key thing about this also is the fact that, you know, our eyes are quite limited, and as we develop this over the next few months, I'd like to be in a position where we can actually really find some nice objects and really test and challenge the camera, which is the Atik Infinity camera, and see what objects we can find and how much detail we can bring out to see the benefits of literally sitting in a nice warm office and still be able to see the night sky and the detail that's out there at any given time. So yeah, so that's the Dumbbell Nebula, which was a really great capture as well. So moving on from the Dumbbell Nebula, I thought the next object to actually show you would be the Ring Nebula. Again, a great image to show in detail. Obviously, it's the colours, the saturation of those colours. These are things that, you know, I can't see through the eyepiece. So using a camera gives me the opportunity to see the detail that I can't normally observe. And the other benefit is obviously, you know, with a camera and broadcasting it like this, it means that I can actually sit in a nice warm office again, as I say, to enjoy this view and allow me to stack these images as well, so we can tease the detail and the content that's there out of the picture, and really experience, if you like, what objects are in the night sky. And the fact that, you know, this is a live broadcast at a given time, then obviously you're seeing things as they are right now, given the fact that they are, you know, millions of light years away, and in reality they're seeing them as they were millions of years ago. But the point is that really it's just about being able to tweak that detail, bring out the richness of the colours, the features that's available out there, and the goal will be to look at other targets throughout the coming few weeks and months. Obviously, we've got the Orion Nebula that will be available shortly over the horizon, and that will be a challenge to obviously capture. Not in the fact of being able to spot it or to find it, but I think it's because it is so bright, we'll be able to get that balance of detail. I've gone for video astronomy again, as I mentioned in the bio for the site. in the fact that I want to be able to utilize the camera to bring out detail that I can't see. And there will be some objects that we'll struggle to see, be able to reach, and that will be due to limitations of the camera and my own ability to maybe tweak and change the detail that we're seeing through the camera as well. But the key thing is we want to try and look for objects that you know, are interesting, are fun, are different, and you know, on cold winter nights, why not just come and look at, you know, a really deep sky view of the night sky. You know, we all live in underpolluted skies, and knowing that these objects are just above our heads is, to me, I find quite amazing and very enjoyable. And you know, you can burn out many hours just sitting out there to do this. As a live event as well, you know, and these objects take time to render, and we can actually stack these and to get more detail out of them. The benefits of doing a live event like this means that, you know, if you feel you want to come and have a look and see what's going on, you know, you'll be able to see images that are there, that what we're capturing and what's available, and what we're looking at in there as well, and naturally through the channel as well. If there's anything, objects that you feel that you would like to see, then, you know, happily email me at the website address there. Well, it's actually the channel address, and you know, I'll do what I can to see if we can tease these objects out. So again, apologies for the issues we had on Wednesday night trying to get this to start and to run. I've now figured everything out, and we can achieve this, and hopefully we can get some really good clear nights and trying to get some nice objects in there and make winter a little bit more interesting over the next few weeks and months. So I'm going to let this video run a little while now, so you'll be able to see how we tweak and tease the image detail out of the Ring Nebula, and again demonstrate a little bit of how the software is used to actually get this and resolve these images in there. Next on, after that, we're going to move on to a different object, which is a galaxy, which is M33, the Triangalium galaxy. Again, it's a recorded object, and you know, we'll give you the details of that once you've spent a little bit of time maybe looking at this video through. If not, feel free to skip along to the actual next part of the video, and you'll see a bit more on the galaxy. So that's a few tweaks and teasers using the settings to actually pull out some of the colour in the Ring Nebula there. So as I mentioned earlier, we're going to move on now, and I'm going to load up an image here of the Triangalium galaxy, which is M33. I must admit I do find this object quite difficult to actually get the colours out, but I think it's just a case of just learning the software, tweaking around and utilising the settings to see how we get the best view of it. But again, you know, if I was looking at this object through the telescope eyepiece, what I would see would be just a kind of a fuzzy object that, you know, it takes a little bit of time to view and utilize reverted vision to actually, you know, see some of this object is not it's not so great all the time. And I think this way it gives me a bit more satisfaction that I can actually see in real time the detail of the galaxy itself, you know, tweaking the settings and trying to pull in those colors to see the dust lanes and the bands within there, you know. And they're the things that I think make, as I say, video astronomy a lot nicer to enjoy on a cold winter's night, so you can actually see and spend the time, you know, looking at this and really enjoying the detail of this. Obviously, Triangalium Galaxy is quite a big object. As you can see here, it really does fill the object of my telescope. I am using an f6.3 focal reducer, but again, it's still massive in the camera here. So that's one of the drawbacks of my camera. It just sorry, my telescope is a C11. It is captures big objects, fill the whole screen. So we're just trying to find objects again that we can filter out. I am going to look at the Andromeda galaxy again. This will be a huge thing. It'll fill the full frame. But hopefully we can tease out some of the detail in that as well, and then we can see what detail I can pull on from that. But again, rather than just seeing a little bit of a fuzzy image in the eyepiece, I think it's so much more enjoyable to see detail and allow the time to try and tease some of that detail out, sitting down with a hot cup of coffee and maybe you know, a bag of crisps while we're doing this as well. So I'd just like to mention also at this point as well, sorry if there's any typos on those messages you're seeing on the screen, and I can see a few. The issue was on that was as we were having difficulties with the OBS broadcast, it was difficult trying to get a message up, and unfortunately once the message was up and we realized the mistake, it was already there, so it was caught in this recording, so you can't really edit those out at this stage. However, you know, going forward, once I get this up and a proper live broadcast in place, we'll be able to do more and be able to hopefully get some clearer messages across and some detail in that. And likewise, you know, I can provide some commentary about what we're seeing at the given time. So yep, enjoy this, and this runs on a little bit longer now, so you can actually go through and see as we tweak around with the settings for the Triangalium Galaxy. As I say, this is just about being able to see an object in much more detail than you can with your eye on a normal night, and this is as I say, this is just something to make the night sky a bit more interesting for those that want to take the time and just chill out for 5 minutes. And whilst I'll be running obviously live events, I just let you be aware that what I will do is obviously the live events themselves, I'll actually bring the images down and then actually then do some editing across that as well. So as potentially we could be doing maybe 3, maybe 4 hour recording sessions, live events, which will then can edit that back down to maybe the best parts of the evening sky on that given night as well. So yeah, don't feel as though you have to sit there and watch the whole video, and don't feel if we're doing a live event you have to sit there all night and watch the detail come through. Simply feel free to jump in and out when you wish, and you'll be able to see what we've captured, and hopefully there'll be something of interest for people, and as I say, just a refreshing change for a dark winter's night. So just finally to mention, the planned intention on Wednesday night was to have actually started off actually pointing at Vega, so we could actually do a focus for the scope before we went to any of the objects. As the sky was cloudy, then there was no chance of doing that as well. So obviously we're going forward, we'll be utilising Stellarium to actually use as the guide mechanism to point the objects out at night sky, and hopefully we can capture some decent detail. So I'm going to end this recording now here, and look forward to seeing you on one of the live events at a future date and time. Again, apologies for any time wasted sitting around looking at a blank screen when we were trying to get the object going last Wednesday. So thank you.